Hi, welcome in. I'm Tammy, I'm the Siberian Wind. I'm glad you're here. Today is an after sunset Sunday, and the sun hasn't actually set, but details, right? So I see Susan and Judy and Patricia and Ray Ann in the chat. Thank you, ladies, for being here. I appreciate it. I know I'm starting a moment or two early, but I've been in retreat all weekend and we are working on everything else. Welcome in, Pam. So glad to see you here. Thank you for being here. Thank you. Okay, so I just got done with a retreat. So if you've never been to a retreat with me, you miss out. You seriously miss out by not coming to retreat. Retreat is so much fun. Welcome in, Katie. Glad you're here. Yes, you made it too, Cynthia. Fantastic. Guys, don't forget to do that thumbs up, please. It greatly helps my channel. Yeah, so I've been up. I did get some sleep, so don't panic. I did get some sleep, but I'm not forming words necessarily. So we're gonna see how this goes. We're just gonna see. So I've got two things that I could work. Yeah, exactly, right, Susan? I'm going to try to sew some half square triangles. If I don't feel like doing that or something changes and I'm not doing too hot with it, we're going to swap and we're going to stuff dog beds, okay? So it's literally after sunset and ain't nobody got time for something that's not after sunset. This is an after sunset Sunday. So if you guys see this beside me, I'm not going to pull it completely out. The retreaters got to see this in a lot of glory and beauty and the oh my gosh, that looks heavy. It really is. This is a client's quilt that I have been working on. It is quilted, and what I had to do and what I was working on this retreat. Welcome in, Raina. Glad you're here. Planning a pool quilt. Awesome. Very cool. So what I had to do, the quilt was given to me. It's the velveteen side with the, welcome in, Alicia, with the fringe still attached. So that was what I was given. And I was also given the backing, which was a flat sheet, and the quilt itself was almost too big for this sheet. So I had to do a lot of finagling to get it on the frame. Got it on the frame, got it quilted. That was actually the easier part. I didn't realize that was the easy part, but that was the easy part. And then during the retreat, I've been working on, I turned this edge under. I cut the extra batting out of the way so it's not there. I turned this edge under and got it sewn into place. There's one place I got to fix, but I'm doing my final inspection now. And I've got one side completely done. I have pulled out my basting stitches that were holding everything in place while I, went to the next side because I was using all my pins each side and all of that. So this has been the weekend project. I got a couple of things done before I started this, including, if you were here for Grandma's Cakes and Fans on Friday, I now have the batik version of that quilt done, without the borders. I've not added borders to it yet, but the batik quilt is done. The center of it is done. So this is Grandma's Cakes and Fans. So if you guys have missed Grandma's Cakes and Fans, go back to Friday, just do a little time travel, go watch the Grandma's Cakes and Fans from Friday. There's a downloadable sheet that you can print out and follow along with. Mark up however you need to for yourself, and you can follow along with the video. And I have not really done much else with the dog park version, but I will get there. I just had to get this done first. So I see Chloe has also joined the chat. Thank you. And Cynthia says that she's worried she missed me, or that I was very late. Oh yeah, you are in Eastern time zone tonight. Yes. Welcome in, Joan. It was fantastic meeting you at the retreat this weekend. Let's see. Yes, long time no see. Got the dishes done and you had brownies and you didn't give me any. You know. Really? All right, now. Oh, you are fine, Rayanne. She says, sorry about missing retreat. She was involved in a 24-hour ham radio annual national event called Field Day. Oh, that's fantastic. And Shelly says she loves the quilt. Which one? You like Grandma's Cakes and Fans, or you like the velveteen quilt? Please tell me that it is that quilt. Because I am so ready to see this one leave. I am so ready to be done. It has been stressful to say the least. Oh yeah, you definitely need to cook dinner, Susan. Yes, you were hanging out till the last minute at retreat. So, if you've not been to retreat before, guys, if you were here at retreat, please put in the comments, tell me your favorite thing about retreat this weekend. What was your absolute, oh, Grandma's perfect. Thank you, Shelly. If you were here at, now I'm jealous. I'm really jealous. I'm just kidding. If you were here at retreat and you were in the retreat, whether you've been to retreat before or not, tell me what your favorite thing about retreat was. So put it in the comments. Let me know what your favorite thing about retreat was, and we will go with that. Oh yeah, I understand that, Judy. She was under the weather and started feeling like a human again this afternoon, so that's why she missed. That is understandable. That is so understandable. So I know we talked about echoes, and that is what this is from. So I'm going to sew some half square triangle pieces, and that's all we're going to work on. Yes, the velveteen quilt is definitely a trial. I messaged the client. I'm going, I told you it was going to be done by tonight. I fibbed. It's not going to be done tonight. It is going to have to be done by Tuesday. So that'll still be okay. They're not needing to pick it up, tomorrow. Let's see. Just hanging out with great conversations while sewing together. Best way to spend a weekend. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So there were a lot of interesting conversations, guys. If you have not been to one of my retreats, that is the way all of them go. Some of them are more conversation than not. Some of them are more varied topics. Some of them are more quilty conversations. And some of them are more food, pets, family, and every topic under the sun other than quilting, aside from politics and religion. We do keep those out of the retreat. So if you missed this retreat, the next retreat will be in August. I do not have exact dates right now. It looks like it will have to be before August 14th. That is my best knowledge right now. So it will be an early retreat. Normally I host retreats the last weekend of the month. But we're going to see what my schedule looks like and see whether or not I can do it. If not, it will be in September. Cynthia says her favorite thing about the retreat is just getting to hang out and sew, getting to know my quilting. Oh, perfect. Yeah, getting to know everybody. Oh, yes, absolutely. Thank you for saying hi, Izzy. Please make sure to hit that thumbs up. She says she can't stay awake but wanted to say hi. I appreciate it. Susan says that her favorite part was visiting with the folks that she sees in chat and getting more work done on her traveling through. Yes, absolutely. And learning sewing techniques and terminology. Yes. And Katie, you are so right. She says politics, religions, and tea. Yeah, so we did discuss tea. We discussed sweet tea and not so sweet tea, and we discussed food. We discussed a lot of food, guys. We were discussing stores across the country, who has what and who doesn't have what. It's always an interesting time learning what is important to everybody and figuring out who worries about what and who doesn't worry about what. Let's see, Joan says it is her first retreat. She hadn't done Zoom since we went back to work after the pandemic. Figured out Zoom, interesting conversations, learned more from you girls personal as well as sewing. Oh, perfect. Oh, thank you. Yes, you did miss a retreat, Izzy. We just ended about an hour ago. So the next one, like I said, will probably be, you know what, hang on. Let me do this while I'm thinking about it. While I am thinking about it. Because now I know dates as to when I cannot have the retreat. Because I'm not going to host it with family here. Because that is going to be such a mess. Okay, it is going to have to wait until September. So we will not have an August retreat like I thought. We're going to have one in September. And it is going to be the weekend of the 13th, most likely. That is what I'm looking at most likely. If we have to push it any further, we will push it to the 27th. It's going to be what it's going to be. So the next retreat will not be in August. It will have to be in September, just because my schedule is packed. So yeah, it is what it is. There's 3 states with no Costco. That's what you learned. I love it. I love it. It was nice to meet Jonah and Alicia. Yes. Oh, and you subscribed to Alicia. Perfect. Thank you so much, Cynthia, for subscribing to her. And guys, if you have not met Alicia from Quilty Bird Piecing yet, she will be on my channel as well as Kathy starting in September as well. So whatever we decide for the September retreat, I fully expect both of those ladies will probably join in on the retreat because we'll have enough lead time, enough advance notice to get everybody there. Yes, Izzy is asking, how is everyone? Thank you. Good question. So everybody put that in the chat as to how you are doing. Will help Izzy catch up. Judy, I love it. All right, Susan. The states without Costco, you got to list them now. You'll be missing it if on the 13th. I don't think it was the third. Well, oh yeah, it was the 13th. But it would be the whole weekend. Remember, I always do a full weekend, so it would not be just a 1-day retreat. It is always a 2-day retreat. So it'd probably be the 13th or the 27th. But I have to check and see what's already scheduled with 4-H as well. So I have to move things around a little bit. With family coming in, that really throws a kink in the plans and the planning process. So I don't know exactly what's going to happen with all of that. Let's see. Rhode Island doesn't have a Costco, says Chloe. Yep, absolutely. Oh my gosh. It's crazy. And Wyoming is one of those as well. So, all right, Susan, we're filling in those blanks for you. You said 3 states don't have a Costco. We've got Rhode Island, Wyoming, and what was the other one? That was something from the retreat. West Virginia, that's right. Okay, West Virginia does not have a Costco. Not that you needed to know that tonight, guys, but it was something that we learned during retreat. Well, all right, Izzy, we will try. Thank you so much for stopping by. It's good to see you. Good to see you. Have a good evening. So, yeah, we have had fun, guys. We've had fun. We've talked and laughed and carried on, and yeah, it's been an interesting weekend. One of the wonderful things was we had people all over the world with us this weekend. So it was not just United States joining in. We had people from other countries joining in. And if you do not attend a retreat, you miss out. You miss out. Exactly, right? Cynthia says that she's sorry you missed the retreat, Izzy, but you'll be at the next one, or else. I love it. I love it. Yeah, we enjoy having everybody show up for a retreat, come hang out. We had a couple of new faces this retreat. It's Kennedy who managed to sneak into the retreat for a little bit, which was a big surprise. Did not know if she was going to make it, so that was awesome. Sir, could you stop, please? Thank you. Pup is down here and licking and being distracting. So all of these half square triangles that I am sewing are going to be for the Echoes quilt. So if you guys don't remember me working on it, it is the purple batik quilt that I've gotten started, and we'll be pulling it back out where you guys can see it soon, I promise. This is just the boring sewing the 2 lines part of half square triangles. I will have to cut them apart, press them, and all of that. I have not actually sewn as much as I thought I would during this retreat. I got some sewing done, and then I promptly had to stop and do other things. So I was not able to sew as much. And the people who were at retreat, you guys can attest, he was not doing distracting stuff the whole time. He is waiting literally until I am on a live. So you guys have seen it here first. He is waiting until I'm on a live to be distracting. Could you stop, please? Sir? Yeah, I'm looking at you. Could you stop, please? Enough. Enough. I'm sorry, guys. Gotta convince him. He is very stubborn. He's very much like his dad. He's very stubborn. So what are you guys working on tonight? Have you played with some fabric this weekend, even if you weren't at retreat? What did you do this weekend if you didn't make it to retreat? What all is going on in your world? I definitely want to know. I definitely want to know. I'm going to cut that off, and let me grab my piece cutter. We're going to grab the piece cutter. I'm not a peacemaker. I'm a piece cutter. So let's see. Pal. Good grief. Thank you. Yeah, I see you. He's a little OCD. He likes to lick his paws, and he likes to make them raw by doing it. So as long as we watch him, we can normally stop him. Sheila, welcome in. She says good evening to you, and y'all popping in to say hi real quick. I'll be listening while packing. Please hit that thumbs up while you're here. I appreciate it. Posted what I did this afternoon to the group page. Oh, perfect. Perfect. I cannot wait to go see it. I will definitely go see it. Patricia is lying down watching TV, getting ready for Monday. Oh, Monday. Zaza, welcome in. Welcome in. Glad you're here. Very glad you're here. So I do not have, forgot you had a dog during the retreat, except when we wanted a treat, right? Oh my gosh, guys. So during the retreat, Paladin came over and sat beside me and looked up at me, just staring at me. He wanted a treat. Thank you, Sheila. I appreciate it. Have fun packing, please. Just don't overdo it. Don't overdo the packing. But he sat there staring up at me, waiting for a treat. And so I started asking him what it was he wanted, because I didn't know if he was wanting a treat or what he was doing. Guys, he wanted a treat. It was very obvious. He didn't want petting. He didn't want loving. He wanted a treat. That was all he wanted. As soon as I gave him this treat, he ate it and then settled right down. As though that was all he needed, was just a little food. A little snacky snack. A little sugary snack. All right, let's see. Yes, have a fabulous trip. Where are you going, if you don't mind me asking? I know I'm pulling you back from packing to ask you that. If you don't have time, that is fine. I understand. But if you have time to tell us where you're headed to, I am so curious. We have heard all about Seattle this weekend. We have heard about different places across the country. Let's see. We heard about South Dakota and Minnesota. Minnesota. Let's see. Where else did we hear about? We heard about a lot of different places, guys. You can help me. Where else did we hear about? We heard about Oklahoma. We just had a good time. We had a really good time. There's always lots of jokes and lots of laughter. There's always a few tears. Let's see. Paladin was a very good boy. Yeah, until now. And now he's laying down and he's being good. It took him until now. Of course, Dad got home, and Dad always, throws a kink in everything because, That's the favorite. Going to Austin. Oh, Austin Creative I'm so jealous. I want to go see one of those creative reuse centers. I think there's one in Colorado, but I haven't gotten to go yet. Hi, Katie. Glad you're here. Glad you're here. Thank you for showing up tonight. I appreciate it. We just got done with retreat, and we had a blast. And everybody got to see me struggle with the quilts. And oh gosh, I fixed a button. I hemmed pants. I fixed a zipper. I sewed a quilt top, and then I worked on a quilt. So I did a lot this weekend. I did a lot. And I would have gotten a lot more done, but I was a little busy talking some of it. Hi, Lana. Hello again. Hello, sweetie. All right. So yes, guys, if you have missed out on retreat, please do not miss out on the next one. It is free to attend. You do not have to attend the whole time. You just come in, hang out for as long as you can, say hi, meet some people, and get a blessed weekend that way. That is what retreat is all about. It is having that 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes with fabric, thread, friends, and conversation and laughter and smiles and friendly face. I mean, just it's all about that. Had a goal of making a bag this weekend. I made 2. Yes, you did, Cynthia. That is fantastic. 2 bags instead of 1. You got 2 for the price of 1. Yeah. I found all these places that I forgot that exist, and I was reminded of places that I miss from back home this weekend. Oh, that was the hardest thing is I'm not getting homesick, I promise. But oh my gosh, some of these places I miss. Oh, I miss. Let's see. What else? Okay, so we had people looking for stuff and finding stuff. Not necessarily what they were looking for, but they found stuff. Let's see, what else did we do? We got to see a lot of cool things that people showed in the chat, or showed in the Zoom. Welcome in, Terry. Glad to see you. I've missed you in my chat. Glad you're here. Oh gosh, Zaza. Hugs. Lots and lots of hugs. All the way from me to you. Lots of hugs. I am so sorry. That's rough. Make sure you come to the next one. We want you there, okay? We want you to be able to enjoy the laughter and the fun as well. So we are looking at September, so just so you guys know. Let's see. Oh, the book is out of print. Oh no, Susan. Okay. Let's see. Yes, long time no see, right? So yeah, there's a lot that goes on at retreat, and if you miss it, you just miss it. So please make sure you try to come to the next one. Just come and hang out for as long as you can. And if something comes up, we totally understand. We're just going to miss you. We're going to miss you lots. Lots and lots and lots. I think I got up this morning about 6:30. Was that about right? It'd be 7:30 your time, Lana. Was that about what time I showed up? I don't remember what time I showed up. But I actually did get a little bit of sleep this weekend, but I'm just going to be so thankful for this weekend. The name of the book that they are talking about a different book. Yes, yeah, Terry, the retreat is no charge. No charge at all. I foot the bill for Zoom, and you guys just have to show up and hang out. You show up, hang out, and get a good time. Have a good time. We're going to make you laugh. The book that Susan was talking about is one for Lana that she was asking about at the retreat. Yep. And yeah, so retreat is absolutely free. There is no charge to you guys for retreat. So the next event that we have coming up is Christmas in July. So Christmas in July, the live is already up. So you can go put your notifications on for it so you don't miss it. That is when I'm going to be auctioning off quilts. So these are quilts that I have made, from start to finish. Not necessarily all very recently, but I have made them 100% on my own. They're all machine sewn and machine quilted and machine bound. I don't think I did any hand binding on any of them. There might be one that's hand bound on the back. Yeah, bring your own everything. Yes, Cynthia, absolutely. I understand, Izzy. I understand. You have been through a lot to get to this point, so I understand. Do what you can. Do what you can. Where was I going? Okay, Christmas in July. So, Super Chat raffles for Christmas in July. Our Super Chat raffles are going to be drawn the night of Christmas in July. So if you want Christmas in July, if you want a raffle ticket where you don't have to, try to get a raffle ticket that night, because I don't think I'm going to have time to do any other raffles. So you have to enter before July 29th to get those Super Chat raffles in. You can enter a Super Chat in the chat tonight. You're more than welcome to do so. The auction for the quilt is going to be live that night. So if you want a quilt and you miss it and it goes while you missed it, there's not much I can do about it. I am not remaking any of these quilts. Once they're made, and that's it. The lives for the rest of this month, today's the 29th, tomorrow's the 30th. We are at the rest of the month. This is the last of the month. We are ending the month. I love it. So July's lives, the rest of them, I will post them up. I'm hoping by tomorrow evening. I have things I have to take care of tomorrow. So we are going to do our best to get them up by tomorrow night. So you guys can go turn your notifications on for each of the lives that you want to make sure you don't miss. July is the last month. Oh, yes, Lana. She says, if you haven't been to a retreat, you really don't know what you're missing. It's so good to put a face to the name and get to know each other. Yes. Literally, as you guys are typing, all of you who have been to retreat, when I see your names in the chat and I read what you wrote, I hear your voice in my head. So I don't have to imagine you saying this or how you might say it. I completely get it. And it is such a liberating feeling to have that extra knowledge. So, yes, and Alicia agrees too, right? So, Alicia, do exclamation selfie, by the way. If you guys have not subscribed to Alicia's channel, you will want to subscribe because she is going to be hanging out with us, with me and Kathy over here starting in September for our new project, which is Yuletide Sampler 2. I will give you guys more details on that throughout the month of July as soon as I have all the details. So, you will hear it first, probably here. I'm assuming that you'll hear it first here. But you will hear all the details here probably before you hear them anywhere else. But this is the place where you're going to find all the information about the Yuletide Sampler 2 sew along with Alicia and Kathy over here at the Siberian Wind. So this is the channel to keep an eye out for it. There we go. There is Alicia's link. I'm going to pin that to the top. That way it is there in case anybody needs it. That way it doesn't disappear in the chat. Because we don't want that to happen. We're not disappearing today. That's not happening. Yes, be ready to share. Okay, yes. Okay, guys. So sharing during retreat is absolutely imperative because you're going to want to and you're going to want to share what you're doing because everybody else is sharing what they're doing. But this upcoming Tuesday is Sew and Tell. So I do not have the live scheduled for it yet. It is not up live on the channel. It is not up scheduled for live on the channel yet. But I will get that up by tomorrow night so that way you guys can turn your notifications on for it. If you have not entered your Sew and Tell items, you can send me an email, do exclamation email in the chat, and I'll give you my email address. You can also go to the Facebook group, exclamation group in the chat. We'll give you the link to the Facebook group, and as soon as you apply, I will go look and make sure that you're not a bot, and I will get you put into the group. So that way you can submit your pictures on Facebook, or if you don't want to do Facebook, just send me an email, say Sew and Tell, and share your pictures and what you want me to tell everyone about your entries. Now, Sew and Tell entries do get you qualified for getting the Sew and Tell giveaway quilt. The next giveaway quilt is in October. I still have to finish it, but it is in process. I've already got it started. So it is not that far from being done. I just got to actually work on it. And I will get it quilted before October. So that way you guys can take a peek at it and see what's going on. But you have to enter Sew and Tell in order to be eligible to win. So if you want to win a quilt made by moi, you do have to enter to win. And entering to win is free. All you have to do is share pictures of things that you've worked on, that you're working on, that you finished, that you're not finished with yet, however much you want to share. Just like if you were called tonight to go to a guild meeting or a group meeting, and they expect you to bring Show and Tell every time you go, otherwise you have to pay 25 cents or more, then whatever you would take to show them of what you've been working on the past month, that's what I want to see. I want to see whatever you have going on that you have worked on in the past month that you are so proud of and that you would share with your local people. But as long as you're willing to share it on YouTube, because it's going to share out to YouTube and the whole world via YouTube. And I only share your first name usually, unless your screen name has your last name. I usually don't share last names because I'm not like that. But anyway, yes, I'm rambling. In case you wondered, I'm rambling. Let's see. So we've got Sew and Tell this Tuesday, and I will have the live scheduled for the month of July by tomorrow night. But with that being said, the Christmas in July is already scheduled, so you do not have to wait to. No, it doesn't have to be sewing. No, Lana, you can share Zentangle. You can share a lot of different things. If it is a craft that you do, that is what I want to see, because what you are working on is going to inspire someone else, and that's exactly what I want. I want you to help me inspire me and inspire everyone else. Welcome in, it's Kennedy. Yay, glad you're here. So yes, anything, pardon that, anything that you have worked on that is crafty, that is crafting, you can share. Every individual project gets an entry. So like, let's say, yep, knitting, crochet, and tatting do count. Absolutely. You do not have to do quilting necessarily to enjoy my channel. I do a lot of quilting. That is primarily my shtick here. I do a lot of quilting, and I've got a side of conversation and a side of puppy dog and a side of smart tongue humor, I guess is the best way to put it. The safest way to put it on YouTube. But I have, I do a lot. Yay! Thank you, Terry. I am so excited to see it. She says she just finished her very first quilt for herself and she's going to share it on Facebook. That is fantastic. When you make that first quilt for yourself, it gives you that. Don't start that. Oh, yeah, the yawning, I know. When you get that first quilt done for yourself, that is just that sense of, oh my gosh, amazing. Yes, baseball. I do share baseball. Absolutely. Yes, I know it's contagious, Lana. I'm sorry. Yes, absolutely. It's Kennedy. It is very good, Terry. That's fantastic that you have finished your first quilt for yourself, because when it's for you, then you know exactly how much work and effort went into it, and you can celebrate yourself every time you hug that quilt and you wrap up in it. It is all about you and your appreciation for your hard work, which is there's no replacing that. Absolutely no replacing it. And it is big congratulations. You're right, Lana. She says congrats, Terry. Yes. It's always fantastic. So baseball, yeah, we shared baseball this weekend too. Can't stop. I love that. She says, guys, she says, so true. Can't stop using it. I love it. Oh my gosh. Absolutely. That is exactly what it needs to feel like. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad for you. Lana says, especially just after a treat, right? Yawning is incredibly contagious. I am trying to stave it off, so just be aware. It might happen anyway, but I am trying not to yawn. I'm trying not to. You guys can yawn and then don't pass it back. That's all I gotta say. Don't pass it back. You're not allowed to pass it back. You come to retreat, you might get to catch me sleeping. Lana posted, if you come to retreat, you might get to catch me sleeping. Guys, every retreat. The first retreat, I think that was the one in September last year, and the first retreat, I came in and I was telling this story, oh gosh, I think at the beginning of this retreat on Saturday morning. So I came back in here I came back in my studio to check to see if anybody was on the retreat. And so Lana had held down camp all night. She decided to stay on. Yeah, no more Dr. Pepper. I will get back into that in just a second. So Lana was holding down the camp overnight. She was the last one in the chat, or she was the last one in the Zoom, aside from my darkened sewing studio, because I darkened the lights for me to go to bed for a little bit. And I came back in, and Lana was passed out sleeping. She had her microphone on, so I couldn't hear anything. She was worried that I heard her snoring. I don't know. I can't verify that she snores. She's been really good about it, so we haven't caught her snoring yet. But she was asleep, and I got to watch the sunrise because it came up at her place because she's in Central Time. She came up at her place before it came up here, and so I saw this sunlight amounts change in her room while she was still sleeping. So it was fantastic. Okay, so yes, Lana was wide awake while Kennedy was there, right? So the Dr. Pepper thing. So I drank Dr. Pepper religiously, and that was my drink. That was my caffeine. And April 1st, on my Sew and Tell Live, so I'm, sharing pictures that you guys sent in and all of that. My April Sew and Tell Live, hubby went outside and the wind's blowing, so it's blowing the blinds. So if you're hearing that noise, that's what's going on. The wind is blowing hard. But so I was on the Sew and Tell Live, and I was just getting sicker and sicker by the minute. I was fighting back, nausea and all of that. And I managed to get off the live, and I completely Judy went to sleep with Lana. I love it. So I got really, really sick. Found out by April 4th that I needed emergency surgery to remove my gallbladder because it was falling apart on me, literally inside my body. And so they took me into emergency surgery, but I had been so sick from April 1st through April 4th, I could not keep anything down. And Dr. Pepper was not even on the list of things that I wanted to drink. So when I got out of surgery, I just decided I wasn't going back to Dr. Pepper because I'd had such a hard time breaking the habit before. So I had not had any caffeine at all since April 1st. Then Wednesday, when I was coming back, I was driving and I needed to stay awake another 2 hours, and I was starting to fade. So I stopped and I got a Diet Mountain Dew just to get caffeine in me. I drank about half of it, and that was about it. That's the only caffeine I've had in 2 months. Katie says sometimes my sew and tell will be the cross stitch. Oh, that's fine. You can absolutely share your sew and tell. Katie, you can actually share your current progress with it. That is fine with me. You could have joined me for my nap at retreat today, right? And yes, Lana did get a nap in today too. My friend at church had a cross stitch she started over 30 years ago. Oh my gosh. So I have a cross stitch pattern, and I think I do. Yeah, I do have it started. I have a cross stitch pattern I started, it wasn't 30 years ago though. I think I restarted it like 5 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. It hasn't been that long. But I will eventually get back to that one too. But I've got other ones on my plate. But I have so many quilts on my plate first. So I've got to get the quilts on my plate done before I can get to cross stitch. Because I feel like I'm working on borrowed time with my hands. So like I'm worried about my wrist and my hands and all of that. So I want to get as many quilts done as I can because it requires more physical strength than cross stitching. And then I can figure out how to cross stitch if I lose, some of the use of my hands later on. So I, might go back to cross stitch then because I can always adapt things. There's always a way to adapt things like that, but I don't think I can do that with quilting. Susan will probably have a cross stitch that old too, maybe even a UFO quilt that close to that as well. Oh my gosh. Well, anything that you pull out and you work on, if it is a craft, guys, it does not have to be completely done. If you are proud of your progress on it, that's all I need to know. Just be proud of your progress on it and share that with me. Share that with the whole YouTube community here. And I do not know very many quilters who only quilt. I really don't. All the quilters that I know, and a lot of them that I know personally even, they don't just quilt. They do cross stitch or yarn or, something with yarn, or they do, other types of crafts like resin. They do all kinds of things. So I'm not going to limit your sew and tells to quilting only. So if you have a cross stitch you want to share, please share, because that might inspire someone else as well. That's what sew and tell is all about, is inspiring others. Oh no, Lana, just got a severe thunderstorm warning. That's kind of messed up. Now we get severe thunderstorm warnings here. However, when we get them, it doesn't always hit town. It hits somewhere in the county, maybe. It might hit on top of the mountain, but it doesn't necessarily hit everywhere else. So we get to escape by on some of those, but not all of them. Not all of them. So all of these batiks, I'm going to show you this batik, guys. I am in love with this batik. It's not my favorite out of this pack, but I love it. This batik right here, isn't that pretty? It's a bluish color. Better after retreat than during. Yeah, that's true. That is very true. So all of these are going into the Echoes quilt. I've got to have a lot of half square triangles, and they are sewn together in pairs. So this one has 2/8, so it is fabric 2 and fabric 8 in that stack. And I've got one more on the machine, so I'll put it over with that in a little bit. So pretty. Thank you. Very nice. Yes. Have to get ready for bed and work tomorrow. Thanks for welcoming me in the retreat. I had a great time. Oh, fantastic. Please do see us Tuesday. Thank you, Alicia. Oh, hey, before you go, when is your next live? So that everybody knows when to come check you out. When do you normally go live? Can you tell me in the chat so that people can watch your channel as well? Let's see. Yes, it is nice. Pretty batik. Yes. I am in love with some of these fabrics. Absolutely in love with them. And that's actually why I picked this. So the pattern, I have been looking forever to find, the fabrics to do this pattern, this Echoes pattern. Wednesday night at 7:30. Okay. So 7:30 Central Time, that is 6:30 Mountain Time on Wednesday night is Alicia's next live. So guys, if you have not checked out her channel, her link is up at the top. It is in the pinned message. Please click the link, go subscribe to her channel. And if she's already got it, if she's already got the live scheduled, then you can hit the notification button. If she doesn't, that's okay. Set your calendar. 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific is about the time that she goes live on Wednesday nights. So please make sure you check her out, guys. Please make sure you check her out. If you've not subscribed to her, please hit that subscribe button when you go check her out. Let's get her brought up to speed as well. And yeah, she's going to come hang out and join me too. So you guys, if you've not met her at retreat, you will get to meet her more in person through the lives over here on my channel and all the plans that we have for Yuletide Sampler. Because Yuletide Sampler is coming up fast. It's only September, so we have July and August, and then we are starting Yuletide Sampler too. Yes, Alicia is a lot of fun, guys. If you've not checked her out, she is a lot of fun. She's down to earth. Definitely check her out, guys. So good night, Alicia. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you. So, I mean, you guys have gotten to know Kathy from My Hobby Home over here with working on land that I love. And so now you guys will get to start seeing Alicia as well. She is going to join me and Kathy, so it is going to be a trio. I might have to come up with a specific name. Yes, thank you, Lana. She says you want to meet her in retreat. She's a delight. Yes, she is. I told you when I told y'all. I brought Alicia on my channel as a guest months ago. Right after she just got started with her channel, I brought her on as a guest. Knew immediately that she was somebody that I wanted to do more with and hang out more with and just get to know better. So yeah, she's gonna be coming hang out with us, and you guys will get to know her better here as well as on her channel if you want to go subscribe to her channel. So let's see what all we got going on. We did a lot of discussing this weekend. So remembering everything we discussed, that's a challenge. So, all right. So Alicia and Kathy will be joining me starting in September. So Alicia from Quilty Bird Piecing and Kathy from My Hobby Home will both be joining me starting in September for Yuletide Sampler 2. You'll get more details about that. I'm hoping by Tuesday night. Oh, yes. We've still got to schedule our thing, Katie. Yes. She says, sounds awesome. Yes, it does. It does. We've still got to schedule, lady. I will look at my schedule and see what I can work out now that I know a little bit more about what August is looking like. And we will get something scheduled. And let's see. So that's starting in September. That is a year-long thing. The Yuletide Sampler 2 is going to be a year-long project. So don't think we're going anywhere anytime soon. We are going to take our time and work through it together. We didn't talk about food much until today. I think it's because I skipped lunch. I did not realize I skipped lunch until I started getting a headache, and then I was like, okay, I probably need to eat something. Oh, I didn't eat. That might be the problem. But it was already close enough to dinner time. I didn't want to eat and then not be able to eat dinner because I needed dinner to carry me through, carry me through this, carry me through the life. All right, and then so Yuletide Sampler starts in September, starting in October. October. Okay. October is going to be the start of the mystery quilt. So I will be getting with quilt shops and getting you guys set up where you can order kits if you so wish to have a kit, versus, sorting through your own stash and picking out your own fabrics. I will be working with the pay closer attention next time, right? I will be working with a couple of different quilt shops in Wyoming here. If they are willing, as long as they are willing to ship and ship internationally, I will have all the details about that coming up in a couple of weeks. I will make sure that they are ready and willing to ship ASAP. So if you guys are wanting that, you will have the information before the end of July. Welcome in, Nanette. Glad you are here. Glad you made it. Thank you. So starting in October, I will be issuing out mystery quilt pattern pieces. They will be a lot easier than a Bonnie Hunter. You're only going to have 16 at tops of any piece that you're putting together. So do not panic. It is not going to be a Bonnie Hunter, and it is going to last a year. So you will get one clue a month, and that will be something that you should be able to sew on a single sew day. So unless you're a brand new beginner, you've never used your rotary cutter before. If you've used your rotary cutter and you've used a sewing machine and you know what your 1/4 inch seam looks like, it should not be very hard at all to keep up with the pace. But only having one clue a month and them being fairly easy means that you should be able to keep up and keep on schedule with the mystery quilt. I will have a special folder. I'm going to create a special folder in the Facebook group, if you are a member of the Facebook group, for pictures of the mystery quilt, whatever part of that process that you have done. And it will not be Sew and Tell eligible. That is the only thing. I don't have any kits for Yuletide Sampler. You know what? Hang on. Let me add that to my list, and I will check with the shop here in town. I don't know if I can go there tomorrow, but I should be able to go there. Oh, I need to go there Friday because the lady I need to talk to will be there Friday. Let me see if I can get Yuletide Sampler to kit, because they would probably absolutely love to do that. So I will see if they will do that for us. I will check. Because if they can, that one starts in September, so I hope that we can get it out in time. The mystery quilt doesn't start until October, so you've got a little bit more time to get everything in. So they have a little bit more time to allow for shipping all across the country. I don't know how international shipping will do, but I'm going to ask them whether or not they are willing to do international shipping, and if they are, how much they're going to charge for that, or how they want to coordinate something like that. Because I definitely want to give the local quilt shops here a little bit more business if I can. That would be fantastic. Oh, welcome in, Debbie. Just stopped back on for a few, and you enjoyed the retreat. I'm so glad. That is exactly why I do the retreats. I want everybody to be able to enjoy the retreats. I want them to be able to get a lot out of it, be able to connect with others, enjoy it at your own pace. You don't have to be super chatty. You can be. You don't have to be. Sometimes I probably don't want to be because I am an introvert, so sometimes it is hard for me, but it really does feel like I'm hanging out with friends, so that is fantastic. That is kind of what we're going for. We're going for the hanging out with friends feeling. We definitely want that to be the case. Oh, I just ran out of bobbin, it sounds like. Yep, I sure did. I could hear it too. All right, so we are going to wind our bobbin back up. And I do have more bobbins. Please don't think that I don't. I just have them all with different colors of thread right now. And I don't really want to go looking for a bobbin at the moment. So we're just going to wind what we got. Oh, come on, there we go. All right, got it winding. Got it winding. I only took like 3 stitches without the bobbin, so that's not too bad. I'm getting good at this. I'm getting good at this. I have finished so many spools of thread this year already. I am going through thread like nobody's business. I might as well steal some thread while I'm at it somewhere. If you leave thread hanging around, if you don't take it with you, it might stay with me. It might not go home with you. So I am looking at doing an in-person retreat. It will not be this September. This September was just too short a notice to coordinate everything we need to coordinate. So be looking as well if you want to come to Casper, Wyoming. Come hang out with me in person. Come see some of the reasons that I moved here. Do a couple of tours, see what the city's like, sample the lack of meat and 3 that we've got here, because we do not have a meat and 3 here. But we do have good food options. It's just, it's up to you whether you want to sample it and try it or not. But be planning September next year. That is my target goal of when we are going to try to have our retreat here. So we are going to do our best. One of the other things, please stop, sir. One of the other things is when I talked to one of the people about scheduling the retreat, and we were talking about this September, but I'm sure that this will apply for next September. There is actually a farmer's market that will host fresh fruits and vegetables and craft items and things like that will be available to retreat members. So that would be something that we would have available to us in addition to a lot of other options as well. So I am looking at getting all of that scheduled, and we are scheduling that right now for September of 2026. So provided that we can get that going, that is also a plan, which means we would skip the in-person retreat and just do we would skip the Zoom retreat and do the in-person retreat instead. So if you've ever wanted to come to Casper, that will be a great time to come, and you can come hang out, quilt, and all of that kind of nonsense. The nonsense that we like to do, right? We're quilters. What do? We quilt. We sew, we piece, we work on projects, all of that kind of stuff. We do have an airport here, so if you want to fly into Casper, that will be an option as well. The in-person retreat, I am looking at probably about a week. So let's say we start it on a Monday. If you can't show up until Wednesday, there will still be options. You may just miss a few things. But we would end on a Sunday, most likely. So you could fly out on Sunday, whatever time you need to fly out. So if you need to go to work Monday morning, you would be able to be there. So that would be the goal. That is kind of the plan that I've got in my head for it. And so that is what we are looking at for September 2026. So it will not be this one, but it will be in 2026. The Zoom retreats are always a weekend long, but I feel like an in-person retreat, we kind of need a little bit more time for an in-person retreat. A Zoom retreat, can be done in a weekend, but an in-person needs a little bit longer, especially if you're traveling. I don't feel like it's fair to go to a retreat that only lasts like 2 days and then you're back home, because then have you really seen anything but the retreat center? Have you seen anything but your hotel room? Those kinds of questions. But this also means that I have enough time to schedule all of this. Sounds like so much fun, right? Right? You can actually see how short I am in person. You can see how short I am. If, provided Paladin is still working, you can meet him. So yeah, we will plan for all of that. And if you are scared of dogs or you don't like hanging around with dogs, just let me know. Yes, 2026. I'm only 4 hours. I know. You and Nanette are not that far from me. Trying to think of who else is close. I don't think anybody else in the chat tonight is that close. Oh, it's Kennedy is really close. She's like 10 minutes from me. Let's see, who else? Yep, I think you guys are the closest ones to me that are in the chat tonight. Yes, it is such a pretty place. You are right. How long is it a drive from Springfield, Illinois? You know what? Hang on. I can do that. I can go the opposite way. Springfield, Illinois from here is, come on, right now, almost 15 hours. Yeah, and Susan says it's a 2-day drive for her too. Yeah, so we're talking 15 hours drive. But the nice thing is, what I'm planning to do is we will do it as a hotel. So you will have a hotel room to yourself. So if you bring a spouse, partner, whatever, or someone to help you drive, someone else who might want to come out here, there are things that spouses might enjoy doing other than just quilting. Yeah, about 15 hours. Yep. It's a long drive. But from here to Gulfport, Mississippi is even further. It's 13 hours to get from here to Wichita Falls, Texas. And then it's another 11 hours. So it's 23 hours to get to Gulfport. So it's another 11 hours from Wichita Falls to Gulfport. I've made that drive a couple of times. So it is a long drive, but there are flights if you want to fly in. And I'm going to look at options for machines and, everything else that we can do. So you may not have to carry your machine unless you just want to. If you want to carry your projects, of course. But, we'll figure something out. I'm working on all that plans. 23-hour drive for Judy. Yes. Yeah, it would be 23 hours for me to get to Alabama from here. Or 24 hours to get to Alabama from here. 15-hour drive for Susan as well. You guys, we're a drive, but it is so worth it. And September is still usually safe. So October is usually when we start getting our dangerous snowfalls. So I'm looking at early September. Don't hold me to that, but that's what I'm shooting for, provided all the schedules can work out. So early September, so that we don't risk snowfall and travel delays or dangerous travel conditions. Because basically once you guys leave, I'm going to be facing the winter of my life, right? Winter is always unpredictable here. Sometimes we have snow for Halloween and sometimes we don't. Yeah, absolutely, Joan. I understand. And that's why I'm starting to tell everybody about it now. Because she says it depends on the cost and if they can afford it. Yeah, I understand. I am shooting to go to Road to California in January. And for me, it's also going to be about the cost and whether or not I can afford to make the trip to Road to California, which is also a pretty decent drive. Pretty decently long drive from here. But I would like to go to Road to California in 2026. I wanted to go this year, but it was not in the cards. I had a lot of curveballs thrown at me the second half of 2024. And so 2025 was not the year to travel and spend that much money. So I am looking at doing that for 2026. So we're going to see. We're going to see. I'm excited. I'm excited. So I will have a couple of options that I'm looking at doing. One would be that, just like if you go on a quilt cruise, there is, they provide kits and they, of course, provide machines, but I'm looking into that as well. But they provide kits and all of that, and you just purchase your kit and your, pattern and all of that, and then I teach the course. So you would be able to work on that while you're here, or I could do it as a UFO retreat where you just bring your projects to work on. So I will let you guys let me know what you think, and we'll put things out for a vote too. Did Road to California in 2019. It was amazing. I know, right? I keep hearing that. I keep hearing that all these people went to Road to California and it was fantastic. And I have never been. I've been to Paducah. I have not been to the International Quilt Festival or International Quilt Show, whatever it is, in Houston. I haven't been there. So those two are on my list: Road to California and the International Quilt, whatever, in Houston. Those are on my bucket list of big name quilting things that I haven't been to. I have not been to QuiltCon. I am not going all the way to Raleigh to go to QuiltCon though. QuiltCon's going to have to come back to the West Coast or Midwest for me to be able to make it to QuiltCon. Oh, these are all the same. Okay, right here. I have a whole bunch of these. All right.
Remember, you gotta ask permission.
Oh, okay. I just got told that I have to ask permission to go to Road to California. Okay. So I guess we'll be discussing that later. That was Mr. Siberian Wind, in case you guys did not know. He is home from his baseball game today. It was a lot better game than yesterday's game. Yesterday he got hit. He was calling behind the plate and got hit with a baseball. So he is okay. He's just going to be sore. And he will bruise. So Atlanta 2027. Oh, nah. It needs to come back this way. Oh, Atlanta 2027. Okay, that's fine. 2027 is fine. Where is it going to be 2026? Because nobody's told me about 2026. I don't know where QuiltCon is going to be 2026. 2026 might be a traveling year for me if QuiltCon is back on the West Coast for 2026. I don't know if I can do all of it. Don't know if I could do all of it. All right, let's see. There we go. I do want to try to get this quilt in the fair this year to get judged. So if I can get it done. Oh, it's going to be in Raleigh in 2026 as well. Oh, it just Oh, okay, that's right. That's right. Okay. Raleigh is 2026. And then, oh, Atlanta 2027. Ah, darn. That's rough. It's all staying on the East Coast. It needs to come over here. I can't drive to Atlanta as easily as I can drive to. Oh, welcome back, Lana. I'll just call you back. You said you're back. I'll just call you back. So yeah, I won't make it to QuiltCon in 2026. I'm not going all the way to Raleigh. That is just a little bit too far with trying to get to Road to California in 2026. So I can only do so much. I am one human. It's pricey for them to do it on the west end of the country. I understand that. However, my problem is it's pricey for me to attend it on the East Coast. I used to live over there and I could have attended it then, but I never got around to it. I was a member of the Modern Quilt Guild. One of my quilt guilds that I was a member of was the Modern Quilt Guild's group. And I could have gone, but I didn't. And so I've kind of missed my chance to go on the East Coast. I'm not going to go move back to the East Coast, so until finances are in a easier to afford travel like that place, yeah. It's even pricier for. Yeah, I understand that, Katie. You only travel to Raleigh, Atlanta, and Phoenix. Okay, so maybe Phoenix will be 2028. Maybe that's going to be the deal. Maybe. I can't get to the East Coast super easy. Because if I go to the East Coast, then I've got to go stop by a whole bunch of places and go visit and all of that. And that gets even pricier. So it doesn't make it cheap. It does not make it cheap. So I'm getting through these half square triangles, guys. So thank you. Thank you for hanging out with me and letting me sew in front of you. If you have not touched fabric, please make sure you go touch and pet some fabric, guys. You need that serotonin boost, the dopamine hit, whatever you want to call it. You need the good warm fuzzies that you get from petting fabric and working with your quilting supplies and your sewing machine. You need all the good warm fuzzies. They're important. They're so important. If you've not hit that thumbs up, please make sure you do so as well. I gotta remind everybody every so often. You know, it's just me. And I'm thinking about it. Okay, so Alicia and Kathy will be joining me starting in September. Then the mystery quilt will start in October. I will check with my local quilt shop and see if they will do a kit for Yuletide Sampler 2. And see if they have any of it or can put something together for it. And I don't know what the cost will be, so I can't say what the cost is going to be. But I will check and see what they can do. My fingers are sore from spending the weekend hand quilting. I understand that. My thumb and my wrist are sore from manipulating the fabric to do what I had to do for the velveteen quilt. So it's hard to do that stuff. It is not easy on my hands. So, and I forgot to sleep in my brace last night, so that doesn't help me any either. I didn't want to come back out and come get it after I was already in my pajamas. Let's see. I will be getting back to temperature rings. So I'm going to look at my schedule and see what exactly I can do and how I can work it. And I'm going to start penciling in some time to work on temperature rings. So you guys will not be left out of that. There will be lives scheduled so you can see those. And so you can attend if you want to attend temperature rings. Welcome in, Laura. Glad you're here. She says hi to me and everyone. Thank you. How are you feeling? It's good to see you in the chat tonight. after a long retreat weekend, it is so much fun to get to see everybody else in the chat, but did or did not get to go to a retreat, and just kind of be able to make those connections. It's absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Okay, so I am down to just this left. That is not too bad, guys. I can get this done well before 10. So we are doing fantastic on time. I love it. I love it. Okay, so, all right, so if you're going to a retreat, if you're going to travel all the way to Casper for September 2026 for a retreat, provided that I can get everything worked out, and that's what we're going to do you want to do a UFO retreat where you work on your own projects and get them done? Because if we're doing it as a week-long retreat, start on Monday, end on Sunday, do you want to bring your own projects? Do you want to have a class? Do you want to bring your own fabrics for the class, or do you want to have kits? Like what do you envision your retreat, if you were going to it, to be? Oh, I've been resting most of the day. Oh, fantastic. That's a good plan. Sundays are good for resting. Sundays are a good day for it. Let's see. Because I could come up with a quilt for you guys that you could put together within the week and have a finished quilt top by the time you leave. I could put something together. Susan says work on own projects, could be UFO or new projects. Okay. So work on something that you've got of your own that you need to get done. Okay. That works. And I've only ever been to a self-sewing retreat. Okay. So you've never gone somewhere and taken a class and had it would kind of like be an extended class. So instead of having a class that you go back to every week or every 4 weeks or once a month or whatever, it would be all handled in 1 week. And one other option that may be an option, and I don't know for sure, is doing a dual retreat, where those who want to do a brand new project that they've never seen, that they've never done before, whatever is easier on you. Well, I don't know. There's lots of options on that one. There's lots of options on that one, Judy. So let's see. I've never been to an in-person retreat. Maybe a little bit of both UFOs or teaching project. And Chloe says either way works for her. Okay. So what I may do is I may start designing a mystery quilt that only the retreat members get. So if you want to do the mystery quilt, you can join in and do a mystery quilt in your chosen colorway, kind of like we have this. Or you can bring your own and just work on your own. Nanette says she has so many projects she doesn't really need another. I understand that. One thing that I am looking at is doing a 24-hour retreat. So just like if you were on a cruise ship, you can get up in the middle of the night and go sew. So depending on what facilities work and how our scheduling works, I'm looking at if we do have the facility separate from the hotel, which is likely what's going to happen. I am looking at shuttle services that would be able to shuttle you from the hotel at every 2 hours, so every even hour, so midnight, 2, 4, 6, 8, etc. Shuttle you to the retreat center or home from the retreat center. Terry says she's never been to any retreat, but options sound nice, don't they? I know, right? Our guild did a retreat where each day a member shared a project to teach. That's a good idea. However, the only problem that I see with everybody sharing a project to teach is that everybody's teaching style is a little bit different. So I teach one way. Um, Chloe might teach another way. Laura might teach another way. Susan might teach a totally different way. And while my way might appeal to somebody, somebody else's might not. And I don't want anybody to feel left out because a teaching method that was presented did not appeal to them. You guys all know me because you're all meeting me here on my channel. So you're all seeing me and kind of getting a feel for my teaching method. Now, in person is definitely a bit different than over the internet. It's a lot more hands-on. I have everything prepared. There's, all this stuff that goes into teaching in person that I do. We had it totally optional to do it. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Joan says she doesn't like that idea. She's not a teacher, right? And not everybody is. Not everybody is. So this is my experience. I have been to different big retreats. So I've been to Quilt, Wyoming. I've been to Paducah. Maybe a group project for those who are interested. If not, they can work on their own. Yeah, see, that's what I'm thinking too. That's what I'm thinking too, Katie. So, like, for example, one teacher that I've had, guys, there is no way I would ever take another class from this teacher. I learned a lot. Don't get me wrong, I learned a lot, but I was so exhausted just from trying to figure out what she was talking about because she didn't plan things the way that I would have envisioned having it planned out, and she didn't guide the class the way I would have envisioned her guiding the class. And I felt so lost in her class, and it's rare for me to feel lost in the class. But I will never take another class from her because she just did not teach very well, in my opinion. See, Judy says on this retreat, is the price of the hotel included in the retreat price or will it be separate? That's what I'm working on too. That's what I'm going to be hammering out all the details, and having over a year to plan it really does help. And then once we get the first one out of the way, if the hotel and the retreat center and all of that really had a good time with all of our retreat members and they feel like it went well for them and well for us, then we may make it into a yearly retreat. And if not, we might make it into an every other year retreat. And of course, every retreat has hiccups. Every retreat has hiccups. There's always something. Somebody leaves something at home. You forget like foot pedal or power cord. You forget your rotary cutters. You forget half of your project. It gets left at home. So every retreat has some kind of hiccup. That is to be expected. It is a retreat. You are leaving your home. You are leaving the comfort of home, and you are traveling somewhere other than your home to do a retreat. And so something always happens. Something always happens. And that can happen on the retreat side just as much as it can happen on the retreater side. So as a retreater, you might forget something, but, I might forget something, or the hotel might forget something, or the retreat center might forget something. And it might leave people, not too sure about doing it again. And so I want to also get that kind of feedback and see how we did before I schedule the next one and see whether or not it would work as a yearly thing. If I drop off, it'll be because we lost power. Still have power now, but bad storm coming from the north due south with lots of lightning. Please be safe, Lana. Please. Please, sweetheart. We want you still safe after this storm goes through. So whatever is best for you to do or whatever is more important, that is what we need. That's what Walmart is for and local fabric stores. Okay, so that's the hiccup. Now we do have, as of earlier tonight, I found out we have a sewing machine store that is coming to Casper. So they may be willing to rent machines, so you do not have to carry your machines. I don't know. I haven't met the people who are going to run it, but that is definitely something I'm also going to look into, because I know carrying a machine can sometimes be the hardest part of the whole retreat process. Now, I love my Berninas. Do not get me wrong on that. I absolutely love them. I love Ricky, and I love Beauty, and I love Anastasia. I love them. They are fantastic machines. However, if I go to a retreat and I don't have to carry a machine, that might be a bonus. That might mean I can carry more projects with me. It might mean I can bring somebody else with me that couldn't go because I didn't have enough room in my car before. It might mean I can take my iron that I really, really love, and that means that I don't have to get up and use a shared iron and ironing board. Like, there's a lot of things that can go into all the decisions for a retreat. So I am looking at all of them. And so we are going to be narrowing that down probably within the next month, so I can start getting everything together and getting details finalized and making sure that we are going to be able to get enough people there to make it worthwhile, and what our break even has to be able to make this work. So we will know well in advance what all the options are going to be, and as much of it as we can plan ahead, we will plan ahead, and whatever we can't, we won't. So there will be a lot to go with it. There will be a lot to go with it. I'm looking forward to it, though. I am so looking forward to it. I really wanted to have an in-person retreat this year. It just was not in the cards. It was just too short a notice to get everything going and really have the breathing room that we need to hold a responsible retreat. I could have still managed to hold a retreat this year in September. However, it would not have been a responsible choice because there would be so much up in the air, all last minute, and I would have way too much on my plate to plan the retreat by myself and get it to go off without a hitch. So we do have Walmart. We actually have 2 Walmarts here. We do have a Target. It is not a super Target. It is a regular Target with just a little bit of food. We do have Walgreens and we have Walgreens pharmacies. We do have a CVS inside the Target. We do have Sam's Club as well. So prescriptions and things like that, if that's something that's necessary that you forgot, those would be options. We do have food places to eat. We do have grocery stores to buy groceries. So if you want to, if your room or your hotel option has a kitchen, then you have that option. If it doesn't, then you have microwave options. Like, we're going to come up with all of that. All of that is going to be handled so we know what is and is not going to be feasible. I have thought about doing it at the community college. However, I do not have any contacts in the community college yet, and they will probably be in session in September, so the dorms would not be an option, I don't think. But the dorms might be an option in the future. Just keep in mind that may end up being our retreat center if everything else falls through. So college dorms may also be an option as well if we can save costs that way. But we'll make it work. We will find an option that makes it work. I have a lot of ideas. A lot of them. All right, so I am actually on the last stack of half square triangles, and so I will start stuffing dog beds here in a minute. I will start stuffing dog beds because I need to get them back up and running. So what I need to do is I've got 2 dog beds for Paladin. I've washed both of the covers, and I need to restuff the bolsters so that I can put the pillows back in them, and I'm going to make covers for them. So I bought a couple of pillowcases. So this is the gray one, or the gray ones. I bought the king size pillowcases. So there's 2 here. And then I got white ones too. And so I can do that as a slip cover to just slip over the top. And then every 3 or 4 days, I can take them off and wash them and put them back on. And dog hair will be a lot less than it is right now. Kind of love dog hair, right, guys? Who all has ideas about how to keep dog hair at bay? Any suggestions? I mean, I've had dogs for 15 years now. Easily? No, 16 years. I've had dogs for 16 years now. And I still have dog hair everywhere. Like, I cannot get rid of the dog hair. Can't keep it under control, in my opinion. It's not super bad right now, but it was. And I don't want it to get super bad again. So, other than getting rid of the dog, I need dog hair suggestions, if you're willing. If you have ideas. Short hair dogs, right? I don't get that. I don't get that option. My next one is going to be longer and fluffier hair than this one. And my first lab did not shed as much as Paladin does. Paladin sheds a lot. It is like an everyday thing for him to shed a ton of hair. A ton. My short hair dog shedded too, but he didn't shed as much. That was Toby. He didn't shed as much as Bones did, but Paladin sheds more than Bones, or, well, he doesn't shed as much as Panda, my husky, did, but he sheds a lot. He sheds as much as a German Shepherd. But my next dog is going to shed more, so I'm trying to get habits in place that keep the dog hair at bay before I get a Pyrenees. I don't miss vacuuming every day growing up with a German Shepherd, right? And Debbie says her short hair dogs shed really bad, right? They do. They do shed, but it's just not as noticeable because the hair is so short. That's why everybody thinks short hair dogs don't shed that much. They do shed. They shed so much. Okay, let me grab the beds real quick. All right. Okay. So these are the dog beds. Like, I've got one that's black and one that's tan. The tan one doesn't show his hair as much as the black one does, but they still show his hair pretty bad. But they collect his hair, and they just sat on the floor for like 5 minutes the other day, and he played with them a little bit, and they have dog hair all over them. They are not completely clean. Oh, you're so welcome, Sheila. Have a safe trip and be careful, please. Be careful out there. All right, I have learned one thing. Take the rings off and take all the jewelry off. So when you are dealing with all this fluffing, when you're dealing with all this stuffing, you do not get attacked as much. So I've got to stuff the bolsters. So this right here, this section right here is the bolster. So there's a zipper for it. So I'm going to stuff that first. I'm going to stuff both of them at the same time because I mixed all the fluff together. Katie says her long-haired cat should be bald, judging by the amount of hair she has. Now, cats are a different story because cat shedding, there really is no alternative because cats get in a lot of places that dogs can't. Like my dog, I love him, and he gets on the bed at night, but he does not get on the kitchen counters. He doesn't get on the kitchen table. He doesn't get on my sewing table. He doesn't get on my keyboard. Like, I'm not cleaning up dog hair from those kinds of places. So, that's kind of a good thing, is not having to clean up dog hair or hair from those kinds of places. Yes, Lana, you have long hair cats too. She says, I hear you, Katie. sometimes when I brush Paladin out, I feel like he should be balding because of how much hair I get off of him. But he's not. He is not balding yet. Not yet. All right, I'm gonna lower my chair down because my feet don't touch. Oh, you know what? I got a bolster. I got a pillow thing on the floor. It's a foot pillow intentionally. Katie's laughing. Oh, thank you for the smiley faces. I appreciate it. So yeah, I'm on the bed. We have taken off the extra quilt that I can't wash as easily. And so what we have on the bed, what are you stuffing them with? This is the stuffing that came out of them. So this is some fiber fill. So both of these beds were bought at Big Lots when Big Lots was still a store. They were both bought at Big Lots, and they are from Serta. Let me see. Yep, Serta. So one dog bed has a foam egg crate like thing, and then the other one has foam fiber fill in a big oversized pillow. And it's just because of whenever they were bought, that's what came in the main pillow section. I apologize. My husband's playing videos. I can hear them. Laura says she has $5 and I have to vacuum daily. See, I can't do that. I don't have the physical energy to vacuum daily. I do have a Roomba, and it has been moved to its new permanent location, but I have not gotten it started up yet because I've been too busy this week. So I hope I haven't undone all my hard work, but I am going to have to start running the Roomba every day once I get it reprogrammed for its new location. And it's such a hassle to focus on having to do that. So I'm trying to cut down on it as much as I can. See, heard you can make them and stuff them with fabric crumbs. Yes, you absolutely can. And I do have fabric crumbs that, like this big oversized bag, this oversized Ziploc bag. I have one completely full of fabric crumbs. But this is what came in them, so I'm just going with what came in them. It's just simpler that way. That way I don't have to come up with anything new. And the fiber fill, he doesn't make a mess. Like, he doesn't spill food, and he doesn't, or not on his beds anyway. He doesn't spill food, and he doesn't slobber that much. So the fiber fill and the pillow and the egg crate foam don't get a lot of moisture or gunk on it. So I can easily reuse this and the pillows. I just had to take them out to put it in my washer. Laura says her husband does the vacuuming mostly. See, I need mine to learn to do that. So next time he's over here, next time Mr. Siberian Wind is over here, Laura, you feel free to remind him that he can help vacuum too. I won't warn him. He's got headphones on. He's off in the living room, the new living room. So what I'm going to do to try to cut down on how much I have to physically do to keep up with the dog hair. So I'm going to take both of these dog beds once they're completely stuffed, and I'm going to cut this tag off. I don't want to deal with it right now. It's extra stuff in my way, and I don't need it. So I'm going to take those pillowcases and make covers that I can wash every day, because I have a portable it's a portable washer, so it's a small washer. Sister's pugs usually tear them apart. See, he doesn't tear his beds apart. He did in the beginning, but he doesn't now. So funny story. So in the living room, we have a dog bed for Paladin that is different from both of these. These are his everywhere else in the house beds. That's why they have bolsters on them. He likes laying up against stuff. So he likes laying up against, he'll lay up against my foot pedal, he'll lay up against my um, ironing board leg, he'll lay up against the cubbies against the wall. He likes laying up against things and under things. So he likes to lay under tables, under ironing boards, under under things. He loves to feel like he's in a den, which is fine. That's the nature of dogs, and so that I fully support him doing that. And oh yeah, good night, Sheila. Yes, thank you, Cynthia. So he has a bed that I made for him. It is like 24 by 36. So I bought a My Pillow dog bed for him, and he had torn up so many dog beds at this point. He had shredded several of them, and I was done. But he needed a bed because that's who he is. He is one of those dogs that he does better when he has a place that is his. So I bought one of the My Pillow dog beds. Took the cover off of it. Oh, absolutely, Judy. Good night. Thank you for hanging out for so long. I appreciate it. Get some good sleep. Get some good sleep. So I took and made a box to put his My Pillow dog bed in. And so I used plywood and used few little things, few little pieces of wood across the bottom to keep it up completely off the floor, or so it's not scratching the floor if it moves. Because we used to have linoleum floor throughout the entire apartment that we were in when I made him that bed. So, I needed something that wasn't going to scratch the floor. And I drilled holes, and I put plywood on the bottom, and I built a box that is attached to that plywood. And I stained it all and painted his name on it, but I drilled 4 holes in, or did I do 4? No, I did 8 holes. 2 holes in each corner, just little catty corner holes. And I took the My Pillow bed cover off of the My Pillow bed, and I sewed these ties onto the bottom of the dog bed cover. So every time we put that dog bed in the box, all we have to do is take those ties and tie the pillow case in place, and he can't pull it out. And that actually stopped him from tearing up his dog bed, because the pillow wouldn't move out of the box. And he's like, oh, well, that takes all the fun out of it. So he stopped tearing up his beds. Laura, my husband, does most of the vacuuming in my house since we moved him across the country. He's really been slacking, right, Cynthia? My floors don't get vacuum mitts off. Yeah, he's not in Oklahoma to vacuum, is he? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. The fun we have at retreat, guys. The fun we have at retreat. Okay, now I do have to ask, how did he like being called Mr. Cynthia? Did he say anything about being called Mr. Cynthia? Because Mr. Siberian Wind is still getting used to the Mr. Siberian Wind part. It's usually the opposite direction. Like, I get called by his last name, like I am, Mrs. Tom, or something like that. Oh, there's the zipper. I'm looking for the zipper where I need to go. I just dropped foam. I just dropped fiber foam. It's amazing how clean his floors are, but you're right. Well, the dogs aren't in Virginia yet. You have to retrain him. Oh, fantastic. He does it because of your health issues. That's awesome that he's taking that initiative. That is so awesome. So, I can physically do it. It's just that I can't do anything else all day. So I'm trying to get to the point where I don't have to do so much every day or so much every week or every couple of weeks when I catch up to it. Like, I want to not have to work so hard to get it clean. All right, those two side bolsters are stuffed. Let's see. So fun, right? Either my husband or my son will do it for me. Oh, fantastic. I need to convince him to do it. He's got health issues too, though, so he really doesn't need to be doing it either. But I'm trying to make less work in the long run. So taking a dog bed cover off every couple of days and just throwing it in the wash is not that bad. Not that bad. That's what happens to me too. I'm down for hours after work. Yeah. I couldn't do it every day. Could not do it every day. As not even a remote option. So yeah. I wish I could, but it's not an option. So I do what I can when I can. But Pally doesn't like to sleep underneath things, which also makes it more challenging. Because then we'd have to move things to be able to get to where he sleeps. So if I've got the beds, he'll sleep on the beds and he'll stop, sleeping everywhere else. All right. I think I'm almost to the point. I'm going to double check. I think I'm almost to the point where I'm stuffing both of the backs. I think I am. Yep, I'm to the point where I'm stuffing both of the backs. Mr. Cynthia did not know I was going to put him on camera. Wasn't intending to, but I wanted him to see Lana's drawings. And, it was not out in YouTube land. It was just in the Zoom, so just the ladies that were there is the only people who saw him. So he doesn't have anything to worry about. We're not sharing. What happens in retreat stays in retreat. It's like Las Vegas. I should start calling my retreats Las Vegas. You guys can come to Vegas with me. Showing his face on Zoom was just clattering down, right? It was. All right. I'm halfway through this bag. Almost. It's expanding as I go. It always does this, though. All right. Woohoo! Oh, and who was using the tube turners? I need to order those fast turn ones. I need to order them. Because I do have a plan. And I just need to order those. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. All right. Almost. I found a place where I wish they would make filling that is made from cotton. Well, you could kind of make your own. Las Vegas, love that, right? What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. It was you. Yes, it was you. Yes. I feel like I'm doing that, but I'm doing it with fiberfill into the into the dog pillows. That's what I feel like I'm doing. I feel like I'm doing the tube turning, stuffing by stuffing these things. It's kind of the same idea. Thank you, Debbie. Thank you. I thought it was you, but I couldn't say for sure. I know I was watching her. I could picture her doing it. They're making those straps. I could picture her doing it. But who was it? Yeah, I just couldn't think. Okay. I've got that started. Let me get the other one started on the back and pick up the fiberfill I dropped. Yeah, all of this fiberfill is polyester. If you do want to make your own fiberfill, your own stuffing, take cotton fabric, take cotton batting, 100% cotton is recommended. But take cotton fabric and batting and use your scissors and rotary cutter. It takes forever to do, but you can do it. I think they may make some cotton stuffing, but I don't know if you can get it shipped to Greenland. I bet there is 100% polyester isn't eco-friendly. I agree. However, I think especially for dog beds, I think the reason that they use polyester is because it does wash um, better than cotton, and it doesn't hold scents like cotton would. All my half square triangles for Grandma's cakes and fans are done. Now to trim. Yes. The trimming takes a hot minute, but it's not super bad. I'm proud of you. You have made a lot of progress. I told you it was an easy pattern this time. I told you it was an easy pattern. I think I did. I think I warned everybody that it was easy. I don't know. Maybe I did. But I so wanted to get back to the dog park one this weekend, and I got stuck on that quilt. And I did let my client know that it was going to take a little bit to get it done, that it was going to take till probably Tuesday or so for me to finish it. And they said okay. And even if they didn't say okay, they're going to have to be okay with it, because it is what it is. Working on one of my summer challenge quilts. Oh, good deal. If you have it done by Tuesday in time to submit it by 3 p.m. Mountain Time, you can go ahead and share it in advance on So and Tell. Sorry about that. All right. I got this mostly stuffed. And, I got it one spot. So I got to reach down with my hands into the bolster and start shoving the batting or the fiber felt a little bit further down. These are very full bolsters. They stand on their own. They really stand on their own. All right, let me check this side. All right, that side is mostly done. Should be able to, oh, fantastic. Because they were both small, right? All right. Let's see. All right, that side is ready. We're going to finish filling this up. Oh, drop some. There we go. Found it. All right. So sometime tomorrow I will make the pillowcase covers to put over the top of these that I can wash every day or every 2 days or anytime they get enough dog hair on them. So that way I don't have as much dog hair to clean up every month or two, and it doesn't take me 5 days to recover. Mini quilts for both guilds? Yes. Yeah. Awesome. All right, we are almost to this one being stuffed. And I dropped a little bit more fiber fill, but I'll be able to get it. Just a little bit more. All right, this one is full enough, I believe. And I'm going to fill the other one before I put the pillows in, just in case I need to take it apart. All right, so that one is now stuffed. And let me pick up the fiber fill I dropped so don't forget about it, because he will play with it and that could be a problem. All right. Now I'm to the black and gray one. And so the brown one typically goes in our bedroom because it matches our furniture a little bit. And then this one, the black and gray one, typically stays in my studio because, you know, black matches a lot of my stuff in my studio. However, once I get the pillowcases on of gray and white, it won't matter. It won't matter. And so I might see if the pillowcases just fit over the top or if I have to do something special. Because I did buy king size pillowcases, so we're gonna see. And if I have to sew them, I'll sew them, but if I don't, I'm not going to. So we may run a little bit past 10 just for me to finish getting this together. If you guys are okay with that, it won't be long, I promise. We've only got 7 minutes till 10, and I have very little batting, or very little fiber fill left. I just have to shove some more down the side of this one. This is sometimes the hardest part, is making sure you stuff it enough. Alright, that one is completely stuffed. Alright. So now I know how much fiber fill I got left to stuff in this bag into this one. Pardon my toes. I'm using my leg to hold the pillow up. And all of this is just going to go in here. Hey, we may not have to stay past 10. Woohoo! I didn't expect to get this done today. I really didn't. I didn't think I would get to it. So this is good news. This is good news. Alright. Oh. Alright, this one had this pillow. Oh. The things we do for our animals, right? He's not really a pet because he's a working dog, but the things we do for our animals. Because I definitely do a lot for this guy. He does a lot for me, but I do a lot for him too. Alright, that one is stuffed and filled with its pillow. And it's got its Serta label. Alright, let's grab this one. And yes, there is dog hair already on them. Because, again, he got a hold of them. Got a hold of the covers. He was trying to play with them and lay on them. Because, Mom, they're here. I smell myself. Alright. Ugh. Thank you for putting up with me, guys. I appreciate it. I mean, when's the last time you got to see somebody like struggle to stuff a crate thing in it? Or the egg crate stuff in a dog bed? If it's been a hot minute, this resets the clock. Oh my gosh. This is always the tough one. I think I got it. I think I got it. Let's see if I can get the zipper to zip. I'm gonna hope I can. Alright, got it started. And this one's a little bit more finicky. All good sewing and watching. How fantastic, Terry. Fantastic. I like that plan. I like it a lot. Some of these little plastic beads that keep it from moving around on a hard floor. Actually, I'm keeping you company. Oh, you're very welcome. You're very welcome. All right. So we now have 2 beds, 2 dog beds, stuffed back together. So I'm gonna put one of them over here. Oh, that was probably gonna be the easier one because it doesn't stick up as much in the center. And let me get my ruler out so I don't roll over it and break it. There we go. All right. Now for a test run. Let's just see if there's any hope. Oh, no. It will not fit over the entire... Okay. So I am going to have to seam rip. Thank you, Susan. I appreciate it. I'm going to seam rip. And I'm going to wait until tomorrow to seam rip. Because I have been up a long time. Awesome. Thank you, right? Thank you. All right, so I think what I'm going to do, and I'll let you guys tell me if this is a good idea or a bad idea, The pillowcases, it is a workout. It really is. All right, so the pillowcases are long enough, just barely, to go over the dog bed. When I open this pillowcase up, so when I seam rip the one side and cut across the top, when I open that up, it will be enough to go completely over the front to the back. But I'm running short on space on these sides, and it does kind of stick out like that when he's on it. So I think what I'm going to have to do is take both of the pillowcases apart, sew a seam down the center, and basically make it its own flat sheet. And then I'm going to put a casing in it, I think, and elastic, so it cinches around the bottom. So that's probably my plan, because I was hoping that these would be big enough, and they're not by themselves. So I think that's what I'm going to have to do. Experimenting with Halloween fabric. I love the company. Yeah, I'm about to shut down. I am about to shut down. So, as a recap, and I will go over this. Yeah, I'm going to use some elastic to hold it on. But I think I'm going to have to cover the, go all the way around to the bottom and have the elastic wrap around to the bottom. So I think I'm going to have to do it as a, cinch on the bottom side to make it stay. The other option is I could take the, yeah, just you're typing it. The other option is, let me grab one of them, is I could get a pack of sheet suspenders. The ones that you put at the corners of your sheets to hold your sheets in place. I use it on the bottom of my ironing board, but I could get a pack and I could go across the bottom and then one across the side. And then that way when I change it, all I have to do, yeah, basically like the fitted sheet on a bed. You know, it might be cheaper to buy a fitted sheet for a baby bed. I might measure and see if that's going to be faster so I can just get to using it versus hanging on to it like this. But this would be the other option, is I use these, or I could use these in conjunction with it being a fitted sheet or making a fitted sheet. And that way he can't accidentally help me with getting it off. So he doesn't tear it and play with it and all of that. So I have a couple of ideas. You know what? While I'm keeping you guys company, let's just see. Oh, where's my keyboard? I kind of need my keyboard. Oh, there it is. Okay. Let's just see what the size of a baby size or crib size fitted sheet is. Let's just say crib sheets, and let's go to shopping and go to Walmart, because I have Walmart here beside me, not that hard. Okay, 28 by 52 is what it looks like. So it might be a little long, but I could just sew a seam down the center of a fitted crib sheet and make that work. Because I don't think these are crib sheets with the straps. Yeah, right? I made some quilts for both my sisters and daughter's pugs. They placed them on the bed, then washed them every few days. So far they worked. That's kind of what I'm thinking. So these are, looking at my cutting mat, so these are 36 by 24. So let me see what the size of those fitted sheets was again. I saw it somewhere. Where did I see it? A few more. It's 29, I thought. Why does it not show me um, 28 by 52. So it just barely on the width. Ooh, pack and plays would be smaller. Yeah, I don't know any smaller width-wise. Rip the side seam, make a square, attach to the ends like you would around a sofa cushion. Yes. I get it. I definitely get it. Because the other option is I make it into its own pillowcase and slide these in. Because that would be the other option is I make it into its own pillowcase, make those pillowcases into its own pillowcase for these. And so I just slide these in, and then when I'm ready to wash them, I slide the beds out, and then when they're done, I slide them back in. Okay, I will look at options, guys. I will look at options. Yeah, compensate for the depth of the beds. Yeah, see, that's what I think the crib sheet might not do because they're 24 inches deep, just from front to back. But there's definitely some depth to these. At least to the bolster sides. So yeah, I might have another option too. I'm going to think through it and see what I can do. So, all right, guys. Sofa cushion covers with elastic. Yeah, they do. They do. And I have elastic and I need to use it. So that wouldn't be that hard to do. So I guess I could do that. Oh, 3 pugs. Yeah, that is a lot of maintenance. You are not wrong, Terry. You're not wrong. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and get off of here, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out for After Sunset Sunday. If you have not gone to Pet Some Fabric, go stop by your sewing area, go pet some fabric, go pet the machine, go tell her you love her and that you are proud that she is yours. And get that serotonin boost, get that dopamine hit, get that happiness and warm fuzzies going before you get in bed. Monday starts a whole new week and it is going to be a long one. We are jumping into July with July 4th coming around the corner with all the fireworks and all the excitement that's coming up. So definitely keep me in mind. I will be here Tuesday for Tuesday night. We will be here Thursday for Land That I Love. And I will be getting those schedules up by tomorrow evening. So don't panic. It is not up there yet, but it will be. And get your Sew and Tells in. Sew and Tell is Tuesday. See you guys then. Have a great evening.